I'm Pat McDonald, and I've had the pleasure of the last 4 months to be Phil Scott's campaign manager. And I just want to let you know that the AP has just called the race, and I'd like to introduce to you the next Lieutenant Governor of the state of Vermont.
Thank you very much. That's better applause than if I announced that the bar was going to open back up. I wrote this, and so now I'm going to have a chance to say it. So I appreciate you all hanging in there, and I'm very appreciative of the support of WDEV for being the first to call this one. So thank you very much. Well, it's been a tough road, and we started this journey about 11 months ago. It was December 2nd, I believe, in Chittenden County. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight and to support me and to support all of our candidates. My success tonight is not just my success alone. We ran a very strong campaign, and it takes a whole lot more than one person to win a race like this one. There's so many little pieces that are all equally important, like spokes on a wheel. And we can't do anything without the wheel analogy. Without each spoke lending equal support, the wheel doesn't hold up. Looking back at the campaign, there were a lot of memorable spokes that formed that wheel and that propelled us forward to this very moment. So I'm going to go through some of them. Dick Mazza was the first one, Senator from Grand Isle. Thank you. Other than that, I mean, he put partisan aside, and he has so much integrity, and he has so much faith in me. And he's truly the man of common sense and decency. So I thank him as much as anybody else, because he was one of the first to do that. Thunder Cow.
Thunder Cow!
Other toys and props we had along the way, race cars, Model A's, you name it, we probably had it. We definitely use our imagination along this journey. Endorsements and support from many business groups. The first ones in the primary, I've got to thank the AGC, the auto dealers in particular, the NRA. It takes a lot to stick your neck out in those times. Legislators, there were so many legislators that came out, but I think about the first one, Lee LaRock. Was the first one to step forward. But Tom Kotz and Ann Donahue weren't far behind, and they wrote some very nice pieces in the paper in support of me. Bill Doyle as well. The Race to Victory tour. That was really a unique experience as we went through the state signing up new voters that were disenfranchised, and they hadn't. I mean, it was just incredible throughout the state the number of people that weren't signed up to vote. So we went through some of those dealerships and started signing them up, and now they're registered and proud of it. So I think we can all be proud of that, and we're going to continue that as we move forward. The Race to the Finish tour yesterday, 14 counties, 14 hours, over 500 miles, and we stopped for 14 minutes.
2 minutes, picture!
It's an experience I'll never forget, and I don't know what we were thinking of when we decided to do that. But above all, it's people. This isn't just my victory, it's your victory. I'm so glad to have had all of you on board with me over the last 10 months. I couldn't have done it without you. In particular, I want to thank my core campaign team, who have been with me on all my campaigns for the last 10 years. But this one was different, and they worked really hard for me this time around, even though they may not have known what they were in for. Wayne, Tracy, Debbie, Martha, Dave, Jeff, Michelle, I thank you for your loyalty and your friendship. And last but not least, Dick Wabi. We've been friends since high school.
I hate you.
Dick doesn't mind kicking the door in every once in a while. I sometimes have to remind them that the door is unlocked. Maybe even a little bit open, but it makes for a good balance. The new faces who joined my pit crew this year and helped me in this successful journey. Glenn Wright, my treasurer. Nancy Driscoll, my communications person. And especially my campaign manager, Pat McDonald. What a wealth of knowledge and experience she brought to us. And she was the turning point in our campaign. I will never forget that. She gave us legitimacy and she gave us focus. I thank you. Many Vermonters who put their sign in their yard, my sign, and talked about me to their neighbors. Shay Totten had that one right when he said, it's not just in the right-of-ways, it's in the front yards of their homes, their businesses, and that makes a difference. Everyone who contributed to my campaign, whether it was financial, a donation of time, or all the Vermonters who contributed their talents, products, and services to this effort. I also want to have a special appreciation to Thunder Road, Tom, Darla, Ken, and the entire racing community, as well as the community of contractors throughout the state. They are my competition. We're competing on a day-to-day basis, and they put that aside and they work for me and supported me, and I thank them for that. Everyone who voted for me today and over the past few weeks, I appreciate your confidence in me to serve Vermont as your next Lieutenant Governor. And I will do my very best not to let you down. I want to thank my family as well. My daughters, Eric and Rachel, are here. My mom, who's in Florida right now. My dad, who died when I was 11, but continues to guide me and give me inspiration. Diana, the love of my life. And my Aunt Mary, who's here tonight, is one of the most special people you could ever know. And I'm so blessed to have a large family, and that probably put me over the top. But you've all inspired me to be the person I am today, and I thank you. I also, again, want to thank Governor Douglas and Lieutenant Governor Doobie for their leadership of the Republican Party. I'm honored to follow in Brian's footsteps and to continue the tradition of strong, common-sense leadership and a tradition set by Brian and Jim Douglas, and before that, by people like George Aiken and Dick Snelling. Yesterday, I've got to mention this, yesterday at the Democratic Party rally in Burlington, Vice President Joe Biden commented that we are not the Republican Party of George Aiken. With all due respect to our Vice President, I beg to differ. And I take exception to that. Whether you call us George Aiken, Dean Davis, Bob Stafford, or Dick Snelling Republicans, we're Vermonters too, and we're right here, and I'm one of them. In my campaign, I was proud to have the support of many independents and moderate Democrats. I thank them for their vote of confidence, and I think we need to keep in mind that we do need to work together in a common sense fashion, the Vermont way, to accomplish the goals we all share. My challenge to all the successful candidates tonight, Republican, Democrat, or Independent, is not only to fulfill our promises, but to prove that we can work together as Vermonters. As for all of us here in this room, we are the party of George Aiken, and I'm proud to be a part of that. Although my race is over, the governor's race is not. I'll be anxious to see the results and watch the returns to continue to come in during the night. But I thank you for being here, and I thank you for celebrating with me, and I appreciate it. Thank you.